Welcome to the Destiny Awakening Interviews, a podcast with Andrew Wayfinder and his guests, bringing you powerful insights, inspiration, and ways to break free, live life your way, and make a difference in our changing and challenging world.
So hi everyone, and a very warm welcome to another edition of the Destiny Interviews. I'm Andrew Wayfinder Rydievich, and I'm joined today by Bob B., who's a musician, artist, cyclist, enthusiast, poet, and optimist. A very warm welcome to you, Rob. And where are you hanging out today?
Hi, Andrew. Great to be here. I'm out in the countryside in a little village called Barban, which is just on the edge of the English Lake District. It's beautiful this morning.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, and I've noticed from your bio that you were a professional musician and you actually lived in the States around, was it Tennessee?
I lived in Nashville for 2 years. Well, we were based in Nashville, but I toured all over the country.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Played in 36 different states. So
oh, wow.
Got up around, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of time on the road. I could talk forever about that experience, but
yeah,
that's not what we're here for. Yeah.
Well, but it's interesting though, because I think there is something about professional musicians, because I knew a guy he was a professional musician years ago, who had to develop an exercise routine to stay fit in those conditions. Right. Which he eventually marketed under the title, "Look Good Naked at Any Age."
I think I've come across that.
You might even know the guy. I don't remember his name. So,
that rings a bell. I seem to know about that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a perfect segue into your work and the Art of Health.
Absolutely.
So Rob is the founder of theartofhealth.fit and the creator of the Art of Vibrancy method. Absolutely. And for 49 years, he's helped thousands of people in 6 countries to live more vital, positive, and creative lives. And as a former professional musician, Rob performed on stages around the world before he retired. In retirement, he went back to university at the age of 50 to get a degree in art theory and practice. He also co-runs and manages an art gallery and collaborates still in experimental improvisational art and music projects. In this process and time, he's become fascinated with the relationship between health, longevity, creativity, and has developed his Art of Vibrancy method, which he's teaching to clients who want to live a life and leave a legacy of boldness, diversity, and adventure. So thank you, Rob, for your time today. And the title today is The Art of Vibrancy. And Rob is going to show us how to live on purpose with health and energy right to the end in 6 questions.
Right. Fire away, Andrew. I'm ready for this.
So, Rob, your start time's now. Your time starts now. The first question, who is your ideal client and what is the transformation you help them achieve?
Right. My ideal client. Well, the people who come to me are people who are starting to feel their age. They're starting to become aware of their age. There may be suddenly, when you're in the first half of your life, you think you're going to live forever and you don't treat yourself very well, perhaps. I'm sure a lot of your audience will identify with this. And then there comes a time when you realize there's less time left than you've had. So maybe it's time to do something about it. And that's the crux of the people who come on my program. It's people who have become aware that they'd like to do something about it, that they'd like to improve their health and their well-being. And so they're looking for a way to actually do that. The transformation which I create is something to behold. People go from thinking, oh, well, I've got to this age and I'll wait till I die now, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life, to being, yes, thinking about the future. So not living in the past to know I was good at this in the past. They're thinking about the future. They're thinking about the now and the future. Condoleezza Rice said, you should never be the former anybody. So we need to think about where we're going and what we're going to do. And the transformation, it's like, I liken it to a bird in a cage, say a battery, chicken, noise everywhere, eating crap man-made food, do this, do that, and comparing that to being a bluebird soaring in the sky and being free, having the wind in your face and shiny feathers. I like to say that the transformation I create is to give people that shiny hair, bright-eyed feeling and look. So that's
Great.
it. Yeah.
So we're at about 2 minutes. Question number 2. What's the biggest challenge they're facing in this transformation, in this journey?
Right. That's quite an easy one. We get stuck in our ways. Old bad habits, which you've just done forever and you think it's normal. And it might be something that isn't good for you and you know it's not good for you, but you keep doing it because it's what you know.
Yeah. What are the most common bad habits you see?
Right.
Maybe like the top 3.
Yeah. Well, eating crap food, eating nuts and chocolate and cake. And a client of mine, Liz, when she came to me, she was staying up at night, sitting in front of the TV till well gone midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. She was feeling rubbish most of the day. And in the evenings, she was having a dinner and then she was eating nuts and chocolate and drinking wine.
Oh, the late night eating.
Yeah. And her argument was, well, I need a glass of wine to get to sleep. And then I've done it myself. You sat in front of the TV and you can't even be bothered to reach out for the remote control. You're just existing and you're eating nuts and you keep eating them, And so we got her out of that. She goes to bed earlier. She gets up earlier. And so that is the common, what was the question? The biggest challenge. The biggest challenge is making the change. And what we do is we make changing easier. Changing's hard. To change what you do that you've done for ages, for years often, is difficult. And what I do is I created a system that makes that easy or easier to do. Okay. And with the support of myself and other people in the group, it really works.
Okay, great. So we're a little over 4 minutes. So question number 3, what's your number 1 insight you can share to help people make these changes, make this transformation right now?
Right. Well, one thing that people could start to do straight away is before breakfast, go outdoors. 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you can. Go to bed a bit earlier if you think it's going to be too difficult. That's another thing you could do. But get outdoors in the morning. And if you're not very fit or well, just stretch, breathe, feel the outdoors. Don't matter whether you're in the city or the country, wherever you are, get outdoors. If you're a bit fitter, a brisk walk. Start slowly and then power home. And do that before breakfast every day. And I guarantee within a month, your life will start to change. You'll feel better just from doing that one thing. It's a powerful thing. Change in atmosphere, breathe some fresh air, and do some exercise.
Yeah, and something that I'm aware of in that context is that, one of the reasons we feel so good on like a bright summer afternoon is that the afternoon sky is, I think it's about 50,000 lumens of brightness. And that light hits the back of your eyeballs. And that creates sort of biochemical changes of that, I feel great.
I feel good, yeah.
And even a cloudy winter day is so much brighter than the indoors that you're still getting that sort of a benefit.
Yeah. But even now we see it's dark in the mornings and I embrace the darkness. Look at the sky. It was cloudy this morning. Yesterday morning, where I'm living now, there's no streetlights. It was magnificent, the stars. So embrace whatever the season is, embrace the seasons and embrace where you are. The light, I agree 100%, is so good for us.
Yeah, so the heart of it really is embrace life.
Embrace life, but start your day by doing that. Perfect.
Yeah, what a brilliant idea. Okay, so we're at about 6.5 minutes. Question number 4. What concept or book or program or talk has been most impactful in your experience?
Okay, this is quite an easy one. Back in the 1980s, I was running a business, running a commercial recording studios and doing gigs with my band. I had 3 children, married, running a house, running a business, working all hours and starting to get run down. I was sort of in my 30s, late 30s, I suppose. And I was interested in health, very much so then, but I was letting myself go. And I found a book. It had just been published and there was reviews about it, called Raw Energy by Leslie and Susanna Kenton. It's a mother and daughter, and it was published in 1984. And I got this book and started to do some of the things in the book, eat mostly raw during the day. I wasn't fanatical about it, but I made a fantastic breakfast and then I had a good lunch. And within 2 or 3 weeks, I started to feel great. I really did feel what a difference. And it was great. It was great. And Linda, my wife, she was doing it a bit. Obviously, the kids didn't want anything to do with it. But what happened was, because of the busyness of life and shopping and kids, and we let it go and didn't carry on. But that was always in my mind, that the power of that. And so over the past 20 years, since the beginning of, since about 2002, when I started to get into this again, I've developed something I'm going to tell you about in a minute, my Breakfast of Brilliance, which is fantastic raw energy food. And I now eat raw during the day and cooked in the evening. So about 70% raw, 30% cooked, but all clean, good, clean foods. So it was that book. Anyway, yeah, I'm going on too much.
Oh no,
yeah.
that's perfect.
That's okay, right. I recommend it. It's out of print now, but you can still get it, and there's still stuff on the internet about it.
Okay, I'll make a reference to that in the show notes. Yeah. So this brings us to question number 5. What free resource would you like to share with the audience that will help them?
Right. Well, that brings it perfectly onto my Breakfast of Brilliance. If you go to www.breakfastofbrilliance.com, you can download the recipe, and I call it inflammation busting brain and body food. And it's full of brilliant, beautiful ingredients. It sort of comes from, I'm interested in the work of Maximilian Bircher Benner, who invented the Bircher muesli. Mm-hmm. He ran a sanatorium in the 1890s, would have been called a health farm today. And he was a bit of a weird guy, or he was into all sorts of things, free love and everything, but food, what you ate, was his big thing. And he transformed people. And so I was interested in this over the years, and my Breakfast of Brilliance is sort of a Bircher muesli, if people want something to compare it with. But it's a beautiful thing, and you can either go on my website or, as I say, go to the breakfastofbrilliance.com.
Okay, great.
Page.
So we're at the last question. So what should I ask you, Rob, that I didn't?
What should you have asked me that you didn't? Right. I should have thought about this. I think life is full of ups and downs. There's even the person who you see all the time, bright and happy, he has bad days or she has bad days. We aren't always switched on and feeling great all the time. In fact, sometimes we feel rubbish, get up some days and you can't be. And so the question you should have asked me, what to do about that? Right, well, I've actually released a series of videos, 22 videos, called Things to Do to Raise Your Mood. And one of those videos, it's on YouTube. If you look me up on YouTube, Rob B. But the one that people seem to like most is this, is if you're feeling rubbish and you're down in the dumps and you can't be bothered to do anything, you're just feeling crap and someone said this and someone said that, go into the bathroom, stand in front of the mirror, and pull some stupid faces at yourself. And you see, you're smiling now, Andrew. And what it does, it makes you go, "What, you idiot? What's going on?" You know, what? And the things don't seem so important anymore because you've laughed at yourself. And this world we live in, it's not that important. What's getting you down, you know? Come on. And it brightens your mood. Try it. Anyone who watches this, try it. Go to the bathroom and pull faces at yourself.
Well, that sounds like a perfect end to a really great show. So thank you, Rob, so much for your time today.
Thank you, Andrew, and cheerio. See you again. Bye.
Okay, great.
Thanks for listening to the Destiny Awakening interviews. If you have a friend who would benefit, please share and subscribe to the show on iTunes and leave a review. We really appreciate it. And remember, always use your power for good.